Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is GullYY here. Welcome back to a bit of a different video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing what I think is Polytopia's biggest issue at this point in time. Now, I constantly make videos talking about how much I like Polytopia and how great of a game it is. It's not very often that I actually make a video like this where I actually critique the game. But hey, here we are. I try to be pretty open and honest with you guys. I'm never just going to ignore flaws in this game. And I mean, I do have a rather large voice in the Polytopia community, so I don't feel like it would be fair if I didn't speak out about issues with the game itself. So yeah, here we are. I generally don't consider Polytopia to be a very flawed game, but there are some points where I think some things can definitely be done differently. In today's video, we're going to be talking about village density, specifically on Drylands maps. Now, what do I mean about village density? I'm simply talking about the spawn locations of villages and their relation to other villages on the map. So a couple days ago, I was doing a game with this guy I met on Poly Champions. It was a training game. Basically, we were going to play the game, he was going to take screenshots, I was going to take screenshots, and I was going to try and help him get a bit better. Now, I'm going to show you where I spawned and where he spawned. The image is a little low quality, but it gets my point across. So, this barter city up here is where I spawned, and as you can see, there are 2 tiles between my capital and my first village. Let's take a look at where my opponent spawned. So here's his capital. He has a village 2 tiles away from his capital, but it is not going towards the center of the map. So he actually didn't find that village, and at some point he should have, but I can look past that for now. Typically, you want to expand towards the center with your starting warrior and your starting units to try and cut your opponent off. It's not advisable to expand backwards. So his first city's 2 tiles away. What about his next city? Well, let's look here. That one's 4 tiles. What about this one? 4 tiles. What about this one? Another 4 tiles. This one down here. 4 tiles. His next closest city to his capital, each of them, are 4 tiles away. That is atrocious. Because of this, I'm going to be able to get my first city earlier, which means I'm going to be earning more stars per turn earlier. It means I'm going to be able to expand faster towards the center of the map earlier. There's essentially no way that this person can win this game. And you can see from some earlier screenshots, this is turn 7 here, he did get to that central village, but I'm already applying pressure to it. It's going to be sieged in a couple of turns. And I mean, that's basically all there is to it. I'm going to have the rest of the map under my control. And the thing is, this guy didn't really play badly. He played mostly optimally. It was just the way the villages generated on the map decided who was going to win this game. And I don't think that that should be the case, especially for a game such as Polytopia. Now, for people who just play against bots, this probably doesn't matter. And for people who play casual multiplayer, really casual, this probably doesn't matter. But if you're like me and you like getting into the competitive scene, this stuff is a big deal. So the problem is finding a balance between having randomly generated maps and also making each spawn fair to each player. Of course, you can't have each spawn be identical between each player. That would be predictable, it wouldn't be fun, it'd get boring really quickly. At the same time though, on that same scale, you need to balance having a decent spawn that you can actually win the game with and have it be fair. And I mean, this is not that. And while this is a pretty extreme example, it still happens all the time on a smaller scale. Now, in those cases, it doesn't necessarily have as much of an extreme impact on the game, but it's still going to hurt. And I understand that GullYY does not really want this game to become super mega competitive, at least as far as I'm aware. But at a certain point, you're adding mechanics like elo and game replays, and we're gonna have like in-game tournaments and stuff soon because of the challenger mode people, and you know, that whole shebang. It seems like the game is starting to maybe head in a more competitive direction. And if it is, stuff like balanced spawns really need to be fixed, in my opinion. You should not have a game where the winner is decided on turn 0. That's not fun for anyone. Again, game's great, would recommend, but I feel like stuff like balanced spawn should have been ironed out by now, honestly. And I get that GullYY wants to add new features, you know, we just got the diplomacy update. I'm sure we're going to be getting some other stuff soon. But I feel like balanced spawns is such an underlying issue that really should have been fixed by now before going through and adding all this new stuff to it. But yeah, at the end of the day, that's just my opinion. Devs can do whatever they want. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. I know it was a bit more rambly than usual. If you did, be sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe for more Polytopia content. And I'll see you all in the next video. Have a spectacular day.